Hey y'all. So today we're going to be talking about why bad vision is a good thing.
But the magic bring the static when I step out. Make these bitches panic, doing damage, bitches won't cloud. You can either give me my respect or get the fuck out.
So I know a lot of people think that we see with our eyeballs, but this is not true. We actually see with our brain, and all of our senses operate via our brain, and then our body parts on our vehicle allows us to experience the way our brain receives these sensations, energies, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Basically, how things are is everything has like a light frequency, a blueprint frequency. Okay, so now that we know everything has like a light structure, a light frequency, aka like a aura, so to speak, our mind receives that light structure, that light frequency. It signals to our brain, it communicates and is receptive to by our brain, and then we project our way of seeing it. That's why no one ever really sees everything fully the same, physical wise, or even energetic, but more so physical wise. We may see a variation of different colors, but we have been heavily programmed to perceive physical things to be certain things, just with going to school, starting from a very young age and coming up. But not only that, the light frequencies and light structures of certain things gives our mind a certain like sacred geometry structure in which to perceive it in or as, if that makes sense. So a square is always going to be a square, rectangle is always going to be a rectangle, circle is always going to be a circle, etc., etc. Okay, so a lot of things that we physically see are not real, and we know that, right? Like a house is not real, a computer is not real, a car, it's not real. It functions. We're able to use it and utilize these things, but they're not real. They don't have like a life force to it, right? And the same goes for certain people, and that'll be a whole nother video. But there are people walking among us that have spirits, aka a color frequency blueprint, but they do not have a soul, meaning that they don't have a essence, a core aspect of themselves that connects them to source, to God, whatever you want to call it, right? So our brain has the ability to pick up on all of these different color frequencies. And because of, again, the programming with schooling and things like that, we perceive certain things to be things that they really aren't and that they are, if that makes sense. So basically why having bad vision is good is because anything that is real, anything that is connected to source that actually has a life force, is not still. It's not still, it's vibrating. And I have the ability to see auras. I have the ability to see light structures of things that are not real, aka a house. I have the ability to see energy in different forms within different dimensional spaces, etc. And what I've noticed is that things that are not real vibrate in place like this. It's like a static. It's like it's vibrating, but it is very stuck in its vibration. It's very solid and still. Someone with actual life force or high vibration, whatever you want to call it, is going to move a lot faster and move more in like a rhythm, a pattern kind of frequency, if that makes sense. When your mind has been completely programmed to see 2020, especially in the reality that we live in, again, this reality is not real. Like there's so much existing that is not real. And I mean, I understand we're humans and we live here. We're meant to experience this, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, I feel like it's dangerous for your mind to be completely programmed to feeling as though everything we see is real, because Not only are you going to interloop yourself into coming back here once you transcend, if you're even able to, if you even have a soul, because again, that's why a lot of, and I'm trying not to get off track, but that's why a lot of people die and then their energetic blueprint is still stuck, because this is the only place in which they can exist. And for some people too, it's not even so much that, it's just they get trapped in certain sacred geometry structures, like a square, aka a house, aka pretty much anything we operate and deal with is in a square or rectangle form, which is meant to contain energy. It's meant to receive it and hold it, lock it in, okay? So, but that's another thing. I feel like when you see 2020 and you actually do have a soul and you are connected to the source, directly connected to the source, and your mind has put you in a state of completely feeling as though and operating as though what you're seeing in this physical reality is 100% true, based upon how clearly and vividly you see, how well-rounded and structured you see the things that you see in this realm in which we live. It can disconnect you from connecting with real energy, because I know for me, and I'm pretty sure other people have experienced this, when you see otherworldly energies, light beings, when you see energetic giants and whatever, they don't have like a form. They don't have like a set form. They can shapeshift into a form, a solid form, where it may be easier for you to perceive what it is, but they are uncontained and they move in a rhythm, a frequency pattern. And even like as far as like the trees outside and yourself, again, if you know you have a soul, if you know you're connected to source, once you experience yourself on different levels, you will find that your energy is not stuck neither. It's not still. It moves on a certain rhythm, a certain frequency. And it moves fast. Some people's move slower than other, and that's all good. It just depends on what star system you're from. Different variations of different reasons why that could be. So as far as it being slower or faster, that's not really bad. It's all about just being able to move without being like a pulsation, like a stuck frequency or whatever. Going furthermore into it, if you do have bad vision or you just don't see completely 2020, that's a good thing, because it shows that you have the potential to experience energy in its truest form. We have to understand that energy is going to be the first thing when it comes to anything. Physical is the last and final manifestation. A lot of things are meant to just stay in their energetic form. But because we live in a physical reality, what happens is, especially when, because we all have energy, like even people who are not real have some form of energy. They are a certain energy. It's just a stagnant, stuck, unalive type of energy, if that makes sense. But everything has an energy. Even a house has energy, but it's based upon things that they consume and outsource. Um, if that makes sense, based upon real matter. I forgot what I was saying. Wow. And if you do have like semi bad vision, or it's just really bad, kind of like mine, then and you haven't really experienced seeing energy in its truest form, I would recommend to you to start staring. Like really just sit. You can sit in a yoga pose that's comfortable for you. You can sit in meditation. You can do open eye meditation, but just stare. And you will start to find that, like, even if you just stare at the ground, like the floor, the carpet, you'll start to see like a static like layer on top of it. And then, you know, as you continue to um, focus and to stare and to use your real eye, okay, because that's the real one. Once you start to use your real eye, then you will be able to see a variation of different frequencies based upon where you are at and who you are. Which is a very beautiful thing. So I highly recommend. Also, clary sage, turmeric paste. I will have my third eye, my 4 eyesight third eye rubs coming back out at some point soon. Because they really have helped a lot of people, and I personally love them too, even though my third eye is fully activated and opened. It's just nice to enhance it, you know, and be intentional with the rub and whatnot, but it does decalcify the pineal gland as well as activates it. So yeah, I'll have that coming out soon. But you can just put turmeric paste on there to start being mindful of what you consume. Now that's another thing too, because a lot of things that, like food that is supposed to be real nowadays, is not real. It's been genetically modified. Even the things that they say are organic, like they'll have the nerve to say that a watermelon with no seeds is organic. Like how? And it don't got seeds. How is that organic? Because anything needs a seed to grow. So how did it grow organically? That don't make no sense. So they be lying a lot. And a lot of stuff that we consume does not have real life force energy to it, unfortunately, or whatever. So yeah, but just try your hardest to consume the best things that you can. And it doesn't necessarily have to even be organic, because like I said, they be lying. So you just use your own discernment based upon what you do know, and pay attention to how certain foods or certain brands of foods make your body feel, how it makes you react. You want to, for those who don't really know, because food is such a big thing in America, and we've been so heavily pressed to just consume, consume, consume. So it's to the point where people don't even know how something that is supposed to bring nutrients and charging and all that to the body is supposed to feel like. So you're not supposed to feel heavy. You're just supposed to feel satisfied but light. Like your stomach is supposed to feel satisfied, but your body is supposed to feel light. Like you can still get up and move and do whatever it is that you want to do after you finish your meal. So yeah. Oh, I completely had a brain fart. Like, what the hell? That's why I have to write stuff down, because my brain just be moving too fast. So when I mentioned about the whole physical manifestation is the last manifestation, and how we are on a physical plane. And so with us being energetic beings, whether it be soul connected or spirit connected, because both is still holds energy, we do have the ability to hone in certain frequencies, whether we outsource them or we radiate them and pull them up from ourselves. We have the ability to use these energies and manifest physical things. And an example of that is just money. Is currency is a frequency, okay? People who are connected to source, who have a soul, naturally are currency. Naturally, we are currency. Just being is currency, okay? So, but because we live on a physical world, and they have created a system with physical money because they don't have actual currency, they have created the system of physical money. And so with that being said, we're able to hone in. Again, some people may have to outsource this energy, this frequency of currency, in order to embody it and then manifest it, attract it, whatever. Others of us, it's just already within. And then we set intentions, whatever, blah, 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 radiate the energy, it comes. Okay. So that's kind of how like it goes from, its real truest form to like a physical form, just an example of that. And I will be making a video on a lot of different aspects in which were duplicated based off of real ways of doing things, aka how we communicate, all that shit. So yeah, I will have video on that coming out pretty soon. But y'all follow my TikTok because I do talk a lot about stuff on there. But I do want to use this platform not only to reach more people, to give this perception. I'm not trying to change anybody's truth because I believe multiple truths can exist, but I just want everybody to be open-minded, you know, and maybe something that I say may trigger something in you or amplify something in you that can grow you and evolve you, and that's what I'm here for. So yeah, but follow me on TikTok. If you would like any services, I do make body products. I do psychic readings, I do spell work, I do classes, etc., etc. If you're interested in any of that, my link will be in the description box below, and I'll talk to y'all later.